This is Megatron, leader of the Predacons, and you're watching Kal-El Reviews. Yes.
Hey guys, welcome to Kal-El Reviews. This is Chris, and this is Beast Wars Inferno, and he is awesome. And he has saggy legs, so we'll talk about that in a moment. Now, he is a fire ant from the 1990s Beast Wars cartoon. He was a Mega, or what we would now call a Voyager. So he's quite big in this mode, and he has ball joints everywhere, and they are a little loose, unfortunately. So he will tend to flop, but if we get everything in a good spot, he should stand up. Anyway, so he's sinking down again. He's a fire ant. That's him, Inferno, very cool. Obviously in this mode he has all these joints everywhere. He has his head there. His head will do a pincing action, which due to a different gimmick, which we'll show you later. And he looks like a great big mess there. So what I'll do is we'll transform him and we'll cover everything in robot mode, because that's where it's at for this figure. So we'll just bring the camera up a little bit so we can better see what's going on. So transformation is fairly simple, as you'd imagine, on a figure of this particular age. So first thing we're going to do is bring the beast rear legs up and up into the legs like so. Get this abdomen tail section, flip that back, bring the groin pieces down. And just to note, in the beast mode, they have this little notch here that keeps that waist section locked in, which is a good idea. From there, we got to rotate the entire section around. Take these middle legs here, flip them back, and I like to just pop one off. I'm doing a peel here. I like to just sit those crossed over like so. So just sitting like that. From here, pretty simple. Fold these legs down, and we're going to fold that whole head section down and under. So pop that little flap open, and we're going to fold all of that over and that down. Straighten out his arms, and there you have Inferno in his beast mode. I mean, in his robot mode, you twit. So anyway, that's Inferno in his robot mode. He's pretty cool. He is made out of about 80% translucent plastic, so again, just be a little bit careful with how you're handling him, not to flex that plastic too much. Now, in this mode, he is a very back heavy in one way, but he stands up fine. He's got the big abdomen there, and he is clearly still an ant. Pretty cool head sculpt. We'll just come up and look at that. It's not perfectly show accurate, but it does the trick. There we are. So it's okay. The teeth are a bit washed out there, but he's Inferno. So in this mode, he has weapons. So what you can do is actually pull out from the chest this whole section here will pull out, and that will come out as well. So out of his chest comes these bits. Should come out in one piece, but mine didn't want to. Okay, so you've got here, if we focus on it, his mandibles, which becomes his big gun from the show, and they will still do this pincer thing, or you can have two guns, like so. Now, the gimmick for this is you pull off one of his missiles out of his feet, which were his beast rear legs. Get your gun in focus, push missile in, and by pushing that forward to use the mandible, if you can do it with one hand, it will fire that missile. So push it in and it will fire out, and it fires quite well. So push that in and fire that out. So that's his gun. For now we'll just put that back in the hole in his foot. It can sit there, and for him to hold the gun, bring up the hand there, and he just had other way. On the back there he has a peg hole. Put the gun in, and he can hold his gun out like so. And he looks kind of silly because his elbow is on the other side, but it's there anyway. Now, the biggest gimmicky feature on this guy is not the gun, and you can just pop that back in, up there. You sort of need to slot the grey bit in first, and then that will all peg together. Now I'll just straighten him up. We'll zoom out a little bit. Now, on his backside, he has this great big abdomen. What that can do is actually split open. So there, 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 and come on, there. And what that is his rocket butt. So in the show it was a bit smaller, but he had this rocket butt. We'll just pop these legs off out of the way for a second. Has this rocket butt in the show, and press this button and it will spin. So that's pretty cool. His rub sign is also in there as well. It still brings up the Predacon symbol, but that's his tail, and it will stand perfectly well with that tail out. So that's a pretty cool gimmick, rocket butt gimmick. And when you put it back together, make sure you line up this little peg here with that hole, because that's the first piece you have to go in. Then the sides, like so, and then the top. And again, just be careful that is all translucent plastic, and then just peg those back on, because that's where they live, onto the sides there. So he's pretty cool for his age. He's nothing fantastic, but he's also nothing terrible. And yeah, a little bit too much there. His biggest issues are the loose ball joints. Unfortunately, when you're in beast mode, it will sort of fall and sort of sink down if you don't get it perfectly in the right position. And also, if he's holding his weapon, his arms may flop. I kind of wish this pink section around here was a more vibrant red like the rest of him, because this plastic has a very nice like metallic fleck through it, which is very cool. Again, just be careful with it. But overall, he was cool. When he came out, it was an awesomely cool figure with that rocket butt and the spinning gimmick and two guns, and fairly, look, for its age, fairly accurate to the show. So not a bad figure at all. If you're a Beast Wars fan, I definitely recommend picking him up. If you've never seen him before, he's well and truly worth a look. Not a terrible figure by any means. I don't know what he goes for on the aftermarket now. Probably not a huge amount. So pick him up. He's a fun figure, and if you're looking for the show cast, you've got to have him. So anyway guys, that's Beast Wars Inferno. Again, just wanted to give you another quick look at one of the older Beast Wars figures, because some of you guys might have never seen them, and others may have seen a bunch. So I know some of the viewers I have are probably under 15, and the show wasn't even out then, so just good for them to have a look at it. The next one I'll probably do is the Optimus Primal, who was an Ultra, which sort of leader class back then. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Next review up after this will be my Super Robot Chogokin Megazord.